spectacular, remarkable, unbelievable, totally spectacular, incredible,
totally incredible day.
Dramatic.
This country is Madagascar.
Madagascar. Madagascar. I know, it sounds like kind of whale song, and yet it's in the forest. There are whales in Madagascar, but this isn't a whale. This is Madagascar's largest and, dare I say, noisiest lemur, the Indri Indris. Left you in Ranamafana and drove from there back to Andasibe and Tana, and then we headed east. Hadn't seen the ocean on the eastern side, and we wanted to get there before we finally left Madagascar. So we went down, because Tana, the capital, is quite high up and a lot of descending. And we were going first to Andasibe National Park. But before we got there, we stopped at the Pangalanes reptile farm. My goodness, that is an astonishing place. The reptiles of Madagascar are probably second only to the lemurs in their fascinating diversity, particularly chameleons. Chameleons, for some reason, something that everyone who goes to Madagascar walks away with a picture of a remarkable chameleon. Well, if you go to the reptile farm, let me tell you, you'll walk away with more than just a picture, because there are so many there, and they are such extraordinary animals, and so many different images that we've got. It was amazing. Yeah, absolutely fantastic place to stop. Could have spent the whole day there, to be honest, walking around, looking at these different chameleons in some of the trees and plants there. Very knowledgeable guide, really good fun, but we had to carry on. So on we went, and then we got to Andasibe. Andasibe was all about the Indri Indris. You've already heard the sound. When we arrived there, we hadn't heard or seen the Indri Indris, although of course we'd heard of it, and we knew that this was Madagascar's biggest and most remarkable sounding lemur, but we had yet to see it. Well, one walk in the forest later, and our desire to see them was not satiated, but at least fulfilled. We had seen them and we'd heard them. My goodness, it is a totally remarkable sound. They have different sounds that they make when they are seeking mates and when they are feeding, but this one is just a general communication sound. One group to another group, just letting them know we're here, you're there. They're territorial. And yeah, it is pretty extraordinary to hear that. Lots of other lemur species as well. In Andasibe, it wasn't just about the Indri Indris, but that was very much the highlight for us. We stayed in a lovely hotel, a lodge on the edge of the forest there. Beautiful little village, very authentic rural Malagasy village. And then we moved on from Andasibe. Oh, we had a night walk there as well to see some of those beautiful mouse lemurs. Those are extraordinary. They're kind of squirrel size, but they're not squirrel shaped. Remind me very much of the galagos or the night apes that we have at my home in Zimbabwe, who holler and make their own noise at night. And then from Andasibe further on down towards the ocean, stopping at a very colorful, though slightly rainy, fruit market on the way down. And then we were heading towards the Pangalanes. Pangalanes is this extraordinary network of canals and internal lagoons and waterways just in from the east coast shoreline, running several hundred kilometers down, originally used to transport freight from the port of Tamatave to further south, and then preparatory to being loaded onto rail or trucks to go up to Tana and into the country. Now mostly used for local freight, bananas, charcoal, that kind of thing, fish, lots of fish. And yeah, when we got into Pangalanes, we had to leave our vehicles and go off on a boat to the remarkable Palmarium Lodge. Well, my goodness, what I say about that. That is a private lemur reserve. And we had so many incredible experiences there. The first thing we did when we arrived in the afternoon was to get ready for a night walk, a little trip on a boat to an island nearby where we saw the eye. The eye is definitely the most extraordinary of all the lemurs in this astonishing country. And it looks for all the world like Yoda's evil twin brother. The eye is the one with the elongated middle finger for extracting insects from holes in the tree. We watched them eating a coconut, a whole coconut in its outer fibrous shell, peeling the shell off with their teeth, and then breaking a hole in the woody inner shell, and then scooping out the flesh. Yeah, it was quite a sight. We saw 3 of them actually. Then the next day we had a walk in the forest where we had the experience of standing in the middle of a group of Indri Indris whilst they were making their noises and sending that off to another group nearby. Wow, I've stood very close to lions roaring, and it's a similar kind of visceral experience hearing these Indri Indris, quite eerie. And then we had a beautiful visit to a nearby fishing village and off to see the Indian Ocean on the east side of Madagascar. We'd already seen it on the west side. And yeah, I mean, it's the Indian Ocean, what can I say? It's blood warm, beautiful to swim in. Here the waves were big, so we had to approach the water with a certain amount of trepidation to avoid being swept away by the powerful undercurrents. But yeah, it really is very spectacular. It was an amazing end to our trip to Madagascar. 31 days we were in this country, such a magnificent country. I am lucky enough that I'm going to be going there again next year, and I must say this as a taster for Madagascar was truly remarkable. It is the most beautiful country, and for me the highlight of all the highlights in this country is the people. The people of Madagascar are so warm and welcoming and friendly and diverse as well, incredibly diverse. And just, yeah, it really is. If I could summarize Madagascar, I would say diversity is the watchword. Diversity of landscapes, diversity of wildlife, diversity of people, diversity of experiences.